Hi, Amanda. Thanks for coming in today. So I just wanted to spend our time together, kind of getting to know you and get an understanding of what's been going on that made you come in today. So if you don't mind, just kind of giving me an explanation of what's been going on.
Okay. Um, just life has been very hard lately because I've been having this issue with feeling contaminated. If I feel dirty in any way, I have these visions of germs all over me. They're just all over me. I have to get them off. I have to go shower. If I don't go shower, I want my skin to come off.
Okay. So it sounds like this is really disrupting your everyday life and kind of preoccupying your thoughts
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day. So how often would you say this is happening?
I'd say about 3 or 4 times a day. I go shower for about an hour each time.
Okay.
And so it's about 4 hours of my day.
Okay. So this is 4 hours of your day that you're spending,
Mm-hmm.
kind of cleansing yourself. But that's just the physical aspect of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of walk me through what happens. So you touch something, and then what?
I touch something, and then almost immediately I have these, visions, I guess, where there are germs all over me.
Okay.
And unless I go and scrub my skin to the point of where it's, pink, I can't get them off.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So it starts out as, a mental build, and then kind of turns into a physical thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long has this been going on?
It's been on since I was about a teenager.
Okay.
So, my mom is super religious.
Okay.
Super, yeah. She would tell me and my brother that we were extremely dirty and that we needed to take multiple baths. And, just putting us down, making us, calling us demons, telling us not worthy for God, stuff like that. And it kind of started from there.
Okay. So that had to be hard for you, just kind of hearing those things.
Yeah.
And after you've been told something for so long, you kind of start to believe it.
Yeah.
And so this kind of, from your mom, has crossed over into your adult life and is definitely causing an issue for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can almost, hear her things that she said to me while I'm, sealing the contamination and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's overwhelming.
Yeah. So kind of explain to me more about your relationship with your mom.
It's never been good, especially, as a kid. She was so strict that she would often make us shower before, 3 or 4 times before school. And
that had to be tiring.
It was very tiring. We would come out and she would be like, "You're not clean enough, I'm sorry. Would God think you're clean enough?" And it really got to me because, I'm trying to get ready for school and I have to worry every day. I'm going to have to worry, wash 3 or 4 times. And she's also the reason why my dad left.
Okay.
So.
How was your relationship with your dad?
We don't really get to talk very much. Part of me is angry with him, and then part of me is not, because he left when I was 12.
Okay.
When I was 12, that, pissed me off.
Right.
Because I felt like he was abandoning me.
Yeah, he's your dad. You feel like he should be there.
And, he's the only thing that kept her from going full-blown crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left, and she went full-blown crazy. But as a person, as an adult, I left at 18. I can definitely see why he left.
Right.
But so I have that. I want to get closer to him, but there's that resentment that's still there.
And it sounds like you're feeling some resentment towards him, towards leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also feeling resentment towards your mother.
Yeah.
Because she kind of drove him away.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, she's impacting your life now in a negative way.
Yeah.
She's kind of taught you these things, taught you that, contamination is bad and germs are bad and all these things. So that's kind of crossing over into your adult life.
It seems to be. It's like I can hear her voice and in my head, I'm like, oh, there's germs everywhere. I need to get clean. It's not even a religious thing.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say that you are religious like she was?
No, if I can't control the whole clean thing, I wanted some aspect that I'm not like her.
Right.
So I'm more like my dad, where I'm not very religious.
Okay. So you kind of abandoned that portion of your mother and her personality. You may have gotten this preoccupation with germs, but you can keep that part separate. Keep your beliefs separate from that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about siblings?
My brother is 2 years older than me, and I want to have a close relationship with him. I mean, we're close, but he copes by traveling a lot.
Okay.
Like, constantly backpacking, barely having any money, but, like, living off the land type thing.
Yeah, making it work.
Yeah. And it kind of sucks because he's pretty much the only person I can talk to, because it's like, what happened.
Yeah, because he experienced it with you.
And so it's like, what happened, but I can't find you. Like, he could be in Rio or something. Like, I get postcards from there sometimes.
Right.
And so I can't contact him. And so when I need, like, someone I could talk to about it, because people don't understand.
Right.
Like, then stop showering, you're not dirty. And it's like, you don't get it.
Yeah, and he went through all of that with you.
Yeah.
So if anyone were to understand, it would be him.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have any other close relationships in your life? Any friendships or anything like that?
I did, until this just got to a point where, like how it is now, because, people start taking offense when they touch you and you freak out and have to go shower.
Gotcha.
'Cause at first it started with, oh, they hugged me, oh gosh, this feels
uncomfortable.
So they just thought, oh, she's not a hugger. But then
Right.
it got to a point where they sat next to me and, like, barely touched me, and it's like, oh my God, they're everywhere,
Yeah.
So
it kind of got to the point where you couldn't hide these thoughts that you were having, and it's now impacted your social life.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. As well as your mental health and, like, well-being throughout the day. So this is really impacting various areas of your life.
It really is, yeah.
Okay. What about work? What's that like for you?
I'm afraid I'm going to get fired soon, because when you're leaving the shower 3 or 4 times a day, they start to get upset.
Right.
And, I mean, I've even been so afraid of getting fired that I rented a hotel that was right next to my office just to shower during my lunch break. Or, even run over there during a tiny little break. That way I'm not gone for 30, 40 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day.
Gotcha.
So, but I can't keep that up. It's too expensive.
Right.
So, it's just, I'm afraid they're going to fire me.
Okay. And that can't be helpful in this situation where you're already feeling anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have another situation that's adding anxiety on top of that.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that would be very overwhelming for you on just a daily basis.
Yeah.
Of worrying, like, am I going to get caught that I keep leaving?
Yeah.
But I have to leave in order to feel better.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like conflicting thoughts, I'm sure, for you.
It really is. It's just constant battle, and it's just getting worse. And if I lose my job, then I'm screwed. So I won't have a shower to shower in.
Right. So it sounds like these thoughts, not only are they impacting you, like, mentally, it's impacting your social life, it's impacting your work. So it sounds like it's really a problem for you. And I can tell that. So what kind of things do you do other than cleaning to kind of cope with these feelings that you have?
I found that I've started drinking a lot, and I smoke marijuana periodically throughout the day. Drinking is actually how I got through social situations.
Okay.
And how I was able to prolong them knowing about my issue, because it dulls the issue. But it's gotten so bad that unless I get, like, to the point of blackout drunk, that it doesn't dull it,
Okay. So it kind of started as a social coping for your thoughts, and so now it's kind of moved across the board to a daily thing?
Yeah, definitely daily. Probably about 3 or 4 times a day.
Okay.
I've actually gone to work high.
Okay.
That way I could actually get through the day.
Mm-hmm. And not be thinking about all the germs and things like that.
Yeah, because, I mean, like I said before, I have to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so to, like, lessen the crazy, because it's in my head, you know, and somebody touches me or they put a file on my desk that looks dirty or, you know, it's in my brain.
Right.
And I look and I'm like, oh, you know, I see germs. So it's like, it's awful.
Okay.
So.
So when you are drinking or when you are smoking, you do feel better.
Yeah.
You feel numb. You don't have to worry about these things that you've been feeling anxious about. But then what happens afterwards?
I hate myself, you know, because I've maybe social drank like 1 or 2 times, and then it's just gotten so bad that now I'm drinking to the point of blacking out every day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I hate myself for it because that's not me.
Right.
So, because, I mean, yeah, it makes me feel better for a tiny set of time,
Mm-hmm.
but afterwards I just blah.
Yeah, so these thoughts have kind of pushed you to do these things, and
Mhm.
although you do feel better at the time, the after effects are tremendously higher than it would have been.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe instead of using drinking or smoking as a coping mechanism, we can kind of integrate some different coping mechanisms that kind of give you the same effects, kind of get your mind off of the germs and these thoughts and being anxious, but don't necessarily have the negative after effects of this isn't me, I don't like this isn't what I do.
Yeah.
So maybe we can substitute that out and maybe kind of at least alleviate those thoughts that you're having.
Yeah, because, I mean, I get so drunk that or high going to work that I can't even really drive. So I take taxis, and it's just interrupting my life. This problem
In every aspect of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So what kind of do you have any health issues or any medical issues?
I have thyroid disease, like hypothyroidism, so
Okay.
I take medication for that. And it doesn't help with my weight. And unfortunately, with the weight issue, you should work out, but working out makes you dirty.
Yeah.
So I actually tried to go to the gym one time, and it ended badly because they have all those cleaning rags and stuff, but
It's still not enough for
No,
you.
it's not. It's like you can smell the sweat, and it just makes... I just had horrible visions, and I freaked out and had to leave and go shower for an hour.
Yeah. Well, good for you for making that step. I know it can be difficult to kind of try to tackle these kinds of things, but you did make the step, and although it didn't go the way you planned, you did take that initial initiative to go and try. So, I mean, that's great for you.
Yeah.
And so, moving forward, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I can't function, I can't do this anymore. 1 being, I'm okay. I'm functioning. Where would you say you are right
Definitely 10.
now? Okay. So we're at not functioning. This is a low point for you.
Yeah, I've hit bottom, I feel like.
Okay. So over the next few months, if we continue to have counseling, where would you like to be on that scale?
At least 4, I'd say.
Okay. So a 10 to a 4,
Mm-hmm.
that's 6 steps, and over 3 months, that's only 2 steps a month. So
yeah.
seems manageable.
Yeah.
So what kinds of things would you like to see over that time?
I would definitely like to decrease my drinking and the smoking. So, and then, of course, stop showering multiple times a day. And actually start to enjoy life again.
Okay. So we have a few different things that we want to move towards.
Yeah.
Decreasing your anxiety and your thoughts of this contamination. Also decreasing these coping mechanisms that kind of make you feel crappy afterwards. So drinking, smoking. But you also want to regain control of your life and kind of find things that are enjoyable for you. Because your time has been spent thinking of these negative things that you haven't had time to find things that you enjoy. So we have a few things we can work on and a few different techniques that we can use. So there is something called exposure therapy, and it may not be something that you're open to. but it's typically that you're exposed to whatever is causing you discomfort. So
Yeah.
exposed to germs and things like that. And then we kind of work through those in session, kind of work through your thoughts and your impulses after that.
Okay.
And I know that may not necessarily be comfortable, and it may not be something that you're open to because it is a lot.
Okay.
But if it's something that you're open to, then we can definitely work on that. And then we also can do some deep breathing. So when you're feeling these thoughts of, oh, I'm dirty, I need to go shower, instead of showering, you can work through that in a different way.
Okay.
Because obviously these thoughts aren't going to go away overnight. It's been happening for a very long time for you.
Yeah.
So if we can just find a different way to address them, then
Yeah.
maybe that will kind of alleviate some of the anxiety that you're having.
Yeah.
And maybe those as well will also cut down on your need to drink or your need to smoke and things like that. So maybe if we find some healthier ways, you won't have to resort to those.
That would be awesome.
Of course, you can still drink and do those things like socially when we get you to that point. And if you feel comfortable doing that, then that I don't see any problem with that. We just want to be sure that you're comfortable with whatever decisions you're making as far as therapy goes.
Okay.
So does that sound like something that you would be open to doing?
Yeah, I mean, walking in here, or before walking in here, I would have said no to but talking to you, it's like, oh my God, my life's about to crumble. And
Right.
so I definitely think exposure therapy would be best.
Okay. Well, good for you for wanting to do that, because I know it's definitely overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it sounds like this is something that you really want to push through.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be a great technique to doing that.
Yeah.
So hopefully once we do that, we can kind of get you from that 10 to a 4 that you were wanting.
Yeah.
So like I said, that's 6 steps. So then maybe we can work on decreasing your drinking to maybe 1 time a week.
Yeah.
Instead of it being an everyday thing, we can work on trying to get it to 1 day a week if that's something that you're comfortable with.
That'd be awesome.
And as far as decreasing your anxiety, would you just like to decrease the amount of showers that you're taking, or?
I like it 1 a day would be great.
Okay, so maybe we can get you there in the
Yeah.
next 3 months. Kind of get you to only showering when you physically need to, rather than it mentally feeling that you need to.
Yeah.
And the anxiety level, we can definitely get that down to probably, I would hope, 50% over the next few months. Like I said, we can use a lot of different coping mechanisms to do that.
Okay.
And so we can work on finding something that works for you. Not everything doesn't work for everyone. So we're going to find something that you will enjoy and that will work for you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay. So I, again, want to thank you for coming in and commend you on coming in. I know that this is something that's been bothering you for a while. So it's a great thing that you did decide to kind of take the step and come in today, because I know sometimes the first step is the hardest step.
It is. It really is.
So good for you for coming in. And hopefully we can get you to a better place in the next few months, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll
Thanks.
see you next week.
All right.